Enter the difficult skies of military aircraft as we investigate the mystery of history's top 10 worst fighter jets. From enormous designs that fell short to operational nightmares that plagued pilots, these aircrafts have made an impression for all the wrong reasons. Take a journey through the highs and lows of innovation as courage met hardship in the pursuit of air superiority. During World War II, Germany developed advanced jet technology, including the Messerschmitt Me-262. Near the war's end, they rushed to build the Heinkel HE-162, known as the Volksjäger or People's Fighter, using wood due to metal shortages. Despite being robust, it was difficult to fly and hastily made. Introduced in April 1945, it had minimal impact as Allied forces closed in with only half of the 300 produced planes operational. Some outdated fighter jets are still in use today, including Russia's Sukhoi SU-7. Also known as the Felon, developed to compete with NATO's advanced fighters like the F-35 and F-22, the Su-57 faced delays after plans began in the 1970s. With production starting in 2019, despite looking impressive, it has flaws. Russian manufacturing limits its stealth capabilities and uses older engines due to reliability issues. It lacks the precision and automation of Western jets, resulting in only about 15 Su-57s compared to the hundreds of F-35s in service. Thus, the Su-57 hasn't effectively bolstered Russia's air defenses. The Sukhoi Su-33, known as the Flanker D by NATO, was designed as a carrier-based fighter jet. It was built in the 1990s and is used on Russia's Admiral Kuznetsov aircraft carrier. However, Russia only has one carrier, which has been in and out of repairs for years and may not sail again. The Su-33 has good speed and altitude capabilities, with a maximum speed and climb rate above average and a high service ceiling. It can carry a variety of weapons, including missiles and bombs, but as a carrier jet, it has limitations. Its large size makes it challenging to operate from carriers, and it lacks modern avionics, requiring costly upgrades. Despite its capabilities, the Su-33's future in naval operations remains uncertain due to these issues. The British Harrier GR1, flying first in 1967, ushered in the era of VTOL jets. It served many nations until the 2000s. In contrast, the Soviet Yakovlev Yak-38, introduced in 1971, faced challenges. Its complex engine design made it difficult to control, and operations in Afghanistan revealed issues with engine damage from dust. With limited weapons and range, it was phased out before the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. The Soviet Union developed the Sukhoi SU7 fighter jet in response to the success of the American F-86 Sabre and the MiG-15. Its prototype, the Su-1, began in 1953 and took 6 years to develop. Despite a test pilot's death during testing, it entered service in 1959 with the Soviet Air Force and allies. The Su-7 was designed with swept-back wings and a powerful Soviet Yulka AL-7 turbojet engine. However, it faced challenges. Its engine was unreliable, limiting its range and performance in dogfights. The jet's design was also made tricky to land due to its high landing speed and poor cockpit visibility. Despite these issues, the Su-7 served various countries until the 1990s, mainly as a tactical strike aircraft. The Soviet MiG-21 was a reliable fighter during its time, but needed replacing as it aged. The Mikoyan Design Bureau aimed to improve with the MiG-23. Introducing variable sweep wings for better performance at different speeds, it was designed to be more advanced than the MiG-21, with better avionics, handling, and firepower. However, the MiG-23 faced serious problems once in service. Pilots struggled with handling and instability, and the engines overheated quickly with short lifespans, leading to high operating costs. In combat, it proved inferior to American jets like the F-14, F-15, and F-4, often suffering losses against them. Even older MiG-21s outperformed MiG-23s in some conflicts. These issues led to the MiG-23 being quickly retired by the Soviets in favor of better aircraft like the MiG-27. During the early Cold War, the US developed the Convair F102 Delta Dagger, the first American supersonic all-weather jet with a delta wing design. Introduced in 1956, it faced early challenges with speed and aerodynamics, but was later upgraded to reach Mach 1.22. Despite modifications, safety remained a concern with 259 planes lost and 70 pilots killed in accidents. By the mid-1960s, it was largely replaced by more reliable aircraft during the Vietnam War, mainly serving in Air National Guard units thereafter. In the early days of jet aircraft, designs varied widely as engineers experimented with a few ideas. One standout from this period was the Vought F7U Cutless. It has a unique design for its time, lacking a tail and featuring swept wings, unlike traditional World War II fighters like Spitfires and Mustangs that used propellers. The idea for the Cutless came from German researcher captured at the end of World War II. This research had advanced designs like tailless and swept-wing aircraft, which influenced many future American planes that are still used today. The Cutless was notable for being the first American jet with swept wings and an afterburner. Its unconventional design gave it an impressive agility, but it faced significant problems. Pilots nicknamed it the Gutless Cutless because its engine was underpowered. It also had many new and untested systems, leading to poor reliability. These issues made many pilots wary of flying it, and its career in the Navy was short-lived. The Cutless suffered from maintenance problems and too many accidents, including a notable incident at an air show. While some fighter jets served for decades, the Cutless was retired in 1959 after a troubled career. Lockheed's F104 Starfighter was part of the Century series, known for its mixed reputation. As an early jet-age aircraft, it showcased the capabilities of engineers with a generous defense budget. Designed initially as a supersonic bomber, it achieved speeds of up to Mach 2, fulfilling its mission of high-speed flight. However, the Starfighter's design posed several challenges. Its extremely short and narrow wings, essential for reaching high speeds, made it unstable and difficult to control at lower speeds and altitudes. Despite its speed and capabilities, the F104 failed in its most critical task, ensuring the safe return of its pilots. The Mikoyan MiG9, the Soviet Union's first production fighter jet, took its maiden flight in 1946. To create the MiG9, they used a reverse-engineered BMW 003 turbojet engine. It entered service in 1948 with over 600 units produced. From poor designs to operational issues, these fighter jets demonstrate the complexities and perils of pushing aviation's frontiers. Despite their flaws, they remain critical to understanding the evolution of aerial combat technology. As we consider their legacies, their stories serve as cautionary tales and reminders of the unwavering quest of excellence in military aviation.